Coming up tonight on Delmarva Sports Insider. Caesar Rodney Boys Hoops looking to bounce back from a loss last week, taking on an undefeated Cape Henlopen squad in Lewis. We have the highlights.
That's right, and still to come, girls basketball on a Friday night. Why not? Dover look to move above 500 with a win over Polytech. Highlights are coming up straight ahead.
That's right, and in Salisbury, a battle of two Bayside heavyweights. Y-High and Chrisfield in a Bayside South instant classic. You've got to stick around to see.
Well, the studio is full, the lights are on, and it is time for Delmarva Sports Insider. I'm Ryan Eldridge alongside Sports Director Trayvon Miles, the ever-talented Jeff Harris on the far side, and across the studio, one Jonah Restuccio.
That's exactly right. Welcome to your new favorite show, the only show giving you in-depth analysis to sports action here on the Eastern Shore.
Hey guys, we're in full basketball mode.
Yes.
Of course, football finishing up, and for good reason. It's too cold outside. So
Absolutely
mid-December,
right.
and we have lots and lots of basketball on tap, as we saw in some of those teases.
That's right.
Yeah, and first, how about some first state highlights, gentlemen? Henlopen highlights, Caesar Rodney squaring off against Cape Henlopen.
That's exactly right. A battle of two Henlopen North teams. Of course, the first 5 minutes of this game, the Riders come out swinging. William Burke with the rebound and putback. CR open on a 7-0 run in the opponent's gym. Why not? Cape would crawl back into it. Shakai Chandler steal and finish. 10-3 run by the Vikings ties us up going into the second. Zaquan Eaton, what a finish in the lane. Bucket plus the foul. He had 11. And then in the corner, what a night from the captain, Shaft Clark. Triple to take the lead. Chris Russian with a strong finish. CR up 7 at the half.
Now, second half, they'd ramp it up tenfold off the miss. Clark is there for the putback and finish. 18 points for the senior on the night. But the story for the Riders, though, their nonstop pressure on the defensive end. Off the steal, William Scott for 2. And then check this out, Eaton, steal and score for him as well. CR, they cruise past Cape on the road, the final 57-38.
It comes down to our defense. You know, every time you're on the court, it's an opportunity for us to get better. And so one of the things that we talked about was, either you're going to win a game or you're going to learn. And so we talked about what we could learn from that last game. So again, here it was about playing hard on defense. It was about sharing the basketball and making sure that we played out of basketball. And again, tonight, I was really proud of our kids' effort.
All right, guys, so we have some reaction to get to tonight. What are the big takeaways from this game, Trey?
I think, obviously, it's the way that CR bounced back and the resolve they had. We saw last week when they lost that game to Dover, a big game with the gym packed, how these kids were able to come back and keep it together, go on the road and beat an undefeated team. Got to give it up to them tonight.
I think Coach said it exactly right. When you can share the ball and you can pressure on the defensive end, that's a recipe for success. I think we all believe that defense wins you championships. We just saw it with Sussex Central, and that defense, one of the best in the state for football. Now we see it from CR, and it wasn't just a win tonight. They went on the road and dominated, held this Cape Henlopen team exactly to what, 37? 38 points tonight. But we also had a lot more action in Delaware as well, and for some of those games, we're going to send it over to Jonah Restuccio.
Thanks, guys. We'll stick with the Delaware boys and start off with the Battle of Georgetown. Sussex Tech hosting Sussex Central. Both teams in search of a much-needed early season win. And right from the opening tip, Tech out and running. Jashawn Johnson drives to the rim and lays it in for 2. Central had trouble with their turnovers, but able to get some work done on the defensive end. Aaron Mollick, I'm not sure if that's a volleyball spike or a block. I'm going to let you guys tell me that one. But it wouldn't stop the Ravens' onslaught in the end. This time from distance, Devin Reynolds drills the catch-and-shoot 3. Knights throwing every card in their deck to try and hang around. Michael Glandon drives baseline and finishes the tough shot. And then the other way for the black and the white, Johnson fights through the contact for the and one. Tech gets back to 500, 65-31 over their rival Central. All right, undefeated Lake Forest hosting 1-3 Seaford, and the story of the night was this guy. Kaheem Roach gets the wide open pass underneath, throws it down with the two-handed slam. But the Blue Jays, they would have the answer. Amir Harris drives and gets the floater to go. He had a team-high 11, but this is the play of the night. Roach again, this time steals it, stumbles, recovers, and of course finishes in transition with the two-handed slam. Lake up 29-13 at half. Roach with 13 himself in the half. Second half, and Blue Jays looking to claw back into it. Tyler Clark gets it at the top of the key and drains the 3. Seaford crawling back into within 10, but in the end, the night belonged to the Spartans. Jay Vasquez in for 2 of his 14. As Lake Forest, they're undefeated to start the year, 55-28. To the girls, it's the same Georgetown battle from earlier, but on the girls' side, Central's Riona Stratton with the shake, the bake, and then why not a step back and hit the 3 in the face of the defender, just for fun, of course. Tech would start to click offensively, though, in the second quarter. Ariel Parker gets the pass on the right wing and knocks down a triple of her own to make it just a 4-point game headed into halftime. Second half now, the Lady Knights offense just catching on fire. Stratton dishes out a pretty bounce pass to Tamia Bowden, who lays it in. The Knights pouring it on at this point, and it's Stratton. Once again, a name to remember this year, left alone on the perimeter. She had 32 points as Central, they're undefeated, 5-0, with a 54-39 win. Final girls game, Polytech girls taking the trip to take on Dover. Panthers dominating on the glass in the first half. Carly Knotts runs the floor in transition for the putback. Second half now, more points in the paint. Courtney Turner, she can't get her initial shot to fall, but cleans up her own mess for the pair. Now the Senators, they'd eventually settle down. Allie Manifold with 3 of her 12 points, this one from distance. And then Carry-On Smith. Check out this nice footwork in the post, up and under, looking like a young Kevin McHale. Kiss one off the glass. And then it's Smith once again, grabs the board and puts it home. Dover pulls away in the second half, takes it 56-44. Back over to the desk for some more scores.
And one more score to get to you. The Dover Senators moving past Polytech on the boys' side by a final of 75-39. The Senators improving to 5-0 this season. Pretty interesting. Also, want to note Smyrna falling to Caravel on the road tonight. Pretty surprising.
I was going to say, I was going to ask you what kind of your takeaway was from everything, but I kind of feel like it's similar to what we said during the football season with Smyrna.
Yeah, exactly right. You hit the nail on the head. I mean, what is going on with this team? This is a team that was in the championship game last year. Obviously, they lost a lot, but it does not excuse you to play the way that they've been playing to start the year. Just 2 wins in 5 games, and with the Governor's Challenge coming up, it's not getting any easier. Yeah,
I mean, you lose Caleb Matthews, so the Gatorade Player of the Year. He's off on college right now, of course, playing. But nonetheless, you need to be able to rebound. You didn't lose enough seniors to warrant your play right now. But other takeaways, I mean, we see Dover, and they're dominating. This is a serious team coming out of Delaware. And then also Sussex Tech, 30-point win tonight. So getting back on track, always good to see the Ravens pull out a win, especially in a fashion like that.
Exactly right, guys. All right, we're wrapping up our Delaware coverage. But coming up, we've got plenty more, including Bennett and Parkside boys hoops going at it. We've got the highlights in Maryland coming up next.
This is Freeman Williams III, boys basketball coach from Cesar High School. You're watching Delmarva Sports Insider.